Welcome in to the Illini Cast. I am your host, Austin Berkland. Sonny Verma is on vacation, and we wanted to pop on because the voice of Morgantown tweeted this out this evening. Breaking, West Virginia is hiring Illinois assistant coach Chester Frazier. Per source, huge get, hashtag WVU, and then a picture of Illinois alum Chester Frazier. So Chester Frazier is joining Coach DeVries in West Virginia, and now that leaves a hole on the Illini basketball staff. We knew this offseason could get a little wacky, but I did not anticipate an assistant coach leaving this offseason, especially with the success that Chester has had in getting some prep recruits and the development of the players that Chester has brought in to the University of Illinois. He was the tough kind of dog mentality kind of guy that Brad Underwood had on his staff, alongside Tim Anderson, who is more of the talent acquire. And then you have Jeff Alexander, who is a great at strategy. He got Jeremy Fears as well. So this is interesting. Chester Frazier out as Illini assistant coach. If you have any comments, please leave them here. I'd be more than happy to read those off as well. But Chester Frazier, he began his career at the University of Illinois from 2005 to 2009, and then he started his coaching career in 2010 as a graduate assistant for the University of Illinois. Then went to Kansas State from 2012 to 2019. Then he was the associate head coach at Virginia Tech from 2019 to 2021. And then he joined Illinois from on 2021 up into today. He replaced the duo of Orlando Antigua and Chin Coleman, as well as Stephen Gentry. He was a part of that staff upheaval. And now Brad Underwood is going to be looking for another assistant coach. And this one should be an interesting search because Illinois is in a much better spot coming into an Elite Eight as opposed to just going into a first round exit or a second round exit like Brad Underwood was going into the last coaching search. So these assistant coaches are going to see the potential of Illinois and Brad Underwood versus what they saw the last coaching search. So this is pretty scary. Not scary, but it's a great opportunity for Brad Underwood and Illinois. It does seem scary just reading the headline, Chester Frazier, an alum, leaving. But I mean, think of what Chester has brought in. He hasn't brought in a lot of transfers into this program. He's brought in a lot of these prep guys who have to develop over time and then start. That's clearly not the way Brad Underwood wants to operate in this new era of the transfer portal and NIL. He wants some immediate impact players. He wants guys that are going to come in, going to start right away. And I don't know if Chester will bring in that particular skill set of talent for the University of Illinois and for Brad Underwood. I do believe that development is crucial as well in the college basketball world, but it is a very weird experience for Chester where you recruit guys in and then you don't really reap the rewards because they're developing on the bench and then they feel like they need to get that next step, get that playing time jump. And Brad Underwood and his staff have not really allowed that particular guy to come in and just take advantage of that and play as a junior, as a sophomore. So Chester Frazier, if you're just joining us, leaving for West Virginia. He will join Coach DeVries, who came from Drake. Plus, there's another angle to this that we need to think of. Chester Frazier is from the Baltimore, Maryland area, and West Virginia is much closer than Champaign, Illinois is to that particular area. And I feel like with this jump of geography that could help him out. And what is West Virginia known for? West Virginia is known all the way back into the Huggins days of developing players, letting them play, and playing them and reaping the rewards at the end of their tenure. At Illinois, that's really not the strategy of roster building that Brad Underwood is going with. You think of different players that have just came in, like Matthew Meyer, he played immediately. Dane Danger, he's played pretty much immediately from the onset. Um, Terrence Shannon, another example, played immediately. Marcus Domask played immediately. So these guys have played immediately that have been transfers, as opposed to the likes of maybe a Amani Hansberry, who has had to sit and learn and develop. And that's kind of what West Virginia wants. They want some Amani Hansberries to build their roster around. I don't know how big Coach DeFreeze is going to be in the transfer portal, so I am kind of intrigued on watching this season play out for West Virginia and seasons after this, just to see what their transfer portal strategy really is. If it's just a one guy kind of thing and the rest are going to be prep recruits, or are they going to start doing transfers and maybe just a more geography based transfer portal edition for West Virginia? It's going to be fascinating to see what that coaching staff does over there for the Mountaineers. But going back to Illinois, comment in, who do you want to see Illinois hire as an assistant coach? Do you want them to go after a D Brown? I don't think so. I don't want that as an Illini fan. D Brown is doing great at Roosevelt University in the NAIA, but I feel like we need somebody who's going to be great at hounding those transfer portal additions. And I don't know if D Brown is that guy, since he hasn't really adjusted into this new era of college basketball itself. And a guy that I would really, really like, I don't know if he's going to be on any coaching lists or whatever, is Luke Yaklich. He was the defensive architect for the University of Michigan back in the Beeline days. And that defense was incredible. And I feel like he's going to be able to bring in some talent with him. He helped out Beeline in that regard. I would love Luke Yaklich. He was just fired by UIC as their head coach. He defeated Brian Mullins in SIU in the first round of the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. After that, he got fired from that position. So there's all sorts of different options available. I know it seems a little late in the cycle, but I think Brad Underwood will get one heck of a coach. I don't know where that coach is going to come from. I would love Luke Yaklich, but there might be even bigger names out there that I'm not even thinking of that Brad Underwood would like to have. Rod Kaiser, thank you. You commented in and you said, what about Mike LaTulip? I mean, if you are an Illini Inquirer fan like I am, Mike LaTulip's videos, breakdowns are amazing. He seems to have great relationships with players. I've seen him as the campus liaison in the past for guys and that have been recruited. So he has some of that mentality of just becoming buds with some players and making them just really culturally fit at the University of Illinois. I think he's done a great job of that as a player. I don't know if he's ready for the big time yet of a full-time assistant gig. I think this would be a great there would be a great stepping stone job, like video coordinator or something along those lines. But I really feel like Mike LaTulip is going to be a good head coach someday in college basketball, but I don't think today is that day, and I don't think Illinois is the right job. Maybe you can go somewhere else, like with Nagy at SIU, to hone his skills as a coach, somewhere along those lines, because he did play at Wright State as well. But keep dropping your comments on who you would like to see Illinois hire as that third assistant coach. Tyler Underwood, that is a name that's been floated around a lot, at least in the social media realm. I don't know if he's truly ready for a go out and recruit kind of assistant job. He's done a great job with going into the um, going into the strategy. I mean, he was with Brad and Jay Wright talking about booty ball. But let's go with Jay Beck Says, agree with Lotulip with his skills and knowledge with X's and O's. I don't know about his recruiting abilities. I don't know either. That'd be a huge jump for him to just go into a on the road assistant job. So maybe that's something that Brad Underwood can talk with him about maybe helping out as like one of those GM style roles that are popping up in this new transfer portal and prep era, where you want guys that are going to really just help the coach organize a roster, organize a recruiting strategy. Maybe that's going to be the role for a Mike LaTulip if he wants to get into the coaching realm. Maybe he's just going to be a media guy. He's great with Jeremy Warner as well. Caitlin, thank you for joining us tonight. Do you think we are going to lose any players who want to follow him to West Virginia? That is a huge possibility. It's not something that we can just poo poo because they're West Virginia and we went to an Elite Eight as Illinois. I think that there could be some players that are in that Chester Frazier mindset, but I don't really want to speculate on guys leaving. They might be perfectly happy, but I can definitely see that possibility as well. Jackson Johnson, thank you for watching tonight, this emergency pod of Chester Frazier leaving for West Virginia. What's up, Fighting Illini Nation? Thank you for joining us, Jackson. You are more than welcome to hang out with Fighting Illini Nation. But yes, going to wrap up here. Didn't want to spend too much time here talking about this. Just wanted to get your guys' thoughts. Comment below. Subscribe to us at IlliniCast on YouTube and at IlliniCast on Twitter. But the news of the day, Chester Frazier leaving to become the assistant coach at West Virginia. I would love to read more of your comments afterwards, and then we can address that in a full pod with Sonny and really dissect who the next possible Illini basketball assistant coach can be. But I'm going to wrap things up right now. We've gone about 10 minutes. Just wanted to get the news out. Thank you all for watching. We've had 60 total in YouTube for watching. Thank you. That means a lot to Sonny and I. But I'm going to sign off. Thank you for joining us. And this has been the IlliniCast. And I'm Austin Berkland.